What's up, everyone? Just another intro video here. This one's for the oil filter relocation kit. Rather than do a how-to video and just fast forwarding through everything, I'm going to explain it, but I'm going to stress that it is vital that you read the instructions that DK Custom Products provides. There are some caveats in there that if this is the first time you're doing something like this, that you need to pay attention to, like where you're running the tubing. Also on the inside, you'll see it says in and out, so it really matters where the tubing for the coming off the engine runs into this unit, which is, houses the oil filter, the new location of the oil filter. So just pay attention to that. I'm just going to walk through the concept of what's happening here, but you have to pay attention to the directions. So this is the cap that goes onto your motor where the oil filter currently exists. So you could see it's threaded inside of there. So you'll take your oil filter off, you'll put this on, and then the tubing will run here and out, and then it gets ran to the new unit that houses the oil filter. So your oil filter will now screw onto here, and then this is the mounting bracket that goes on the down tube of your frame or whatever part of the bike that you're going to mount it to, and that's that. So that's the really quick and dirty, straightforward, conceptual description of how this works. There are details that you need to pay attention to, like making sure that the hoses don't rub onto anything that might wear the tube out, and then you have an oil leak. You want to make sure there's no disruption to the flow of the oil. So there are a lot of things to just kind of watch out for, and DK does an awesome job of calling all of that out in the instructions that they provide to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install everything and then do close-up pictures of where I mounted it and how I ran everything, because it's a pretty quick physical installation. So really it would just be a few minutes of me fast forwarding through the how-to. And I've done that on a lot of videos in the past, but I want to try and get away from that because it's really just you're sitting there for 10 seconds watching me fast forward through things. So I like the idea better of calling things out ahead of time, and then as I'm recording it, I'll stop, I'll explain it, and then I'll fast forward through the rest of the video. So bear with me. This is all new, right? When I did the last bike, I didn't do these thorough how-tos throughout the whole process. So it would be wonderful if I had a professional photographer and a video editor, right? But DIY, right? We do it ourselves to save some money, and you really appreciate the expertise behind someone who's got photograph skills and video editing skills, because when you see YouTube videos or you see something that's professionally made versus doing it in the garage yourself, there's a big difference. But I think I'm doing an okay job based on the feedback that I'm getting, and that's what this is all about, right? It's saving some dollars without having to take your bike to the shop, buying amazing customization parts that not only look awesome, but in this case serve a function to help the longevity of your motor to run cooler, because it routes the oil away from the engine and it cools off during that process, and then routes it back into the engine for lubrication. So I'm a science guy, and check out the graphs on DK Custom website. They've got good data to back up a lot of the claims that they make for a lot of the products that they make. And you can see temperature reading differences, exhaust performance differences, for a lot of things. So check out their website. I don't want to quote the wrong figures, the PDFs are all available. And if you have got any questions, ask them. Their customer service is hands down one of the best in all industries that I've ever experienced. And I got really lucky with that, because I sure did bother them a lot in the last almost 2 months at this point. And in all fairness, I've been bothering all of my sponsors and partners a lot. So kudos to everyone. But I'm just speaking to DK in this sense because this is their product. So I think that's it. I'm just going to kind of look through, make sure I got everything. Yeah, I mean, there's hose clamps that they include. You pick the colors. Then there's, these different brackets, if you will, to go inside the mounting hardware for on this unit that goes in the down tube, in here. So pay attention to the instructions for this installation. And you should be good. So because this involves your engine, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it. I'm just going to, like I did, the conceptual. The rest is up to you to follow the directions. because this is not as simple as just a bolt-on, bolt-off product. So other than that, I'm ready to rock and roll, and stay tuned. I'll put some pictures up of the finished product, and this one's done. So talk to you soon. Thanks.